Hello. I am coming in early here tonight. I'm gonna get my iPad set up and all that, and then we're gonna get right into this because I don't know. Just saying my internet's not working, which is amazing. Because why would anything go right today? Our air is currently not working, and it's like 85 here, and my office is upstairs, so I am not having a great day. So that's why we're gonna kind of like, I don't want to say rush through it tonight, but we're gonna get right into it and get going because it's hot in here. It's very hot in here. So, next weekend, or this coming weekend, I'm going to Cincinnati to go to, unfortunately not, I'm going to do a baseball theme layout for next week. My goal for tonight is to get 2 weeks done in my bullet journal, and hopefully do also my, like, this week and next week in my reading planner. So I'm gonna get right into it. I know this isn't quite 8 o'clock, but like I said, I'm gonna get right into it because it's really hot up here, and the less time it to be up here, the better, because I am already sweating bullets, and I have a fan on me. Which, let me pump it up at least one. It goes up to 5, and I had it on a level 1 to try to like conserve batteries a little bit because it is hot, and I didn't want it to end. When I was in Italy last summer, which everyone always tells you not to go to Italy in the summer, or like Europe in general, which like 100% I knew that. I knew it was bad. That's when the Taylor Swift concert was, so I didn't really have a choice. It was worse than I thought it would be. So I'm actually going to use our layout builder for this week because I'm doing a baseball week. I'm going to combine a couple of stencils here. And like I said, we're going to start with the layout builder one. So what's nice about this one is, like, I don't even have to use any anti-stencils. It's all kind of already blocked off. All I'm going to do is lay it in here. If there's anything that I don't necessarily want on this, like you'll see when I move it to the other page, I'm only going to use those boxes. I just don't have to ink that, or I can wash it off if there's like other places on here that I don't want to use. So you'll see that here in a few when I move it to the next page. So I've already started picking out the colors, and I'm going to see a Reds and Yankees game. Plus, next week is going to be like my 4th of July week. So I'm going to kind of use like an overarching like red throughout both of them. Like a red and blue, red, white, and blue, I guess technically, because the pages are white. So I am going to ink my banner. I'm using a lumberjack plaid red for the distressed oxides for the red, and then I'm kind of going between, I think I'm gonna go with a little darker of the blue actually. Yeah, I pulled out prize ribbon, but at least for this, because the Yankees are really dark blue, I'm gonna use the chipped sapphire for the blue. And what's really nice is that this layout, especially if you're going to use just this stencil, comes together like super, super quickly. I know we've been kind of talking about layouts that come together quickly, and these layout builders are perfect for that kind of thing. It's easy to lay them down. If you're using an A5 notebook especially, it's already kind of pre-spaced, and they're just really easy to lay down and put your stuff down and be done with it. And that's what I really like about them on weeks like today, where I really want to get out of my office as fast as possible because holy hot. And it's only supposed to get hotter this week, so we had an air conditioning guy come out today, and he thought he fixed it, but very clearly he did not. So I'm hoping we can call him or somebody back tomorrow and get them back out here, because it's going to be a really, really hot week here. And I'm really, really, really scared of how bad it's going to be. So as you can see, I'm only like 2 minutes into this layout, and I'm already basically like a quarter of the way done. I am going to do a couple more things that are going to embellish this a little bit, but just kind of the basic box part of it. I also really like this stitched box. I think it's really pretty. Like once I pull this back, you'll be able to see how it turns out. The one thing I will say with this is it's really kind of important to move your brush in circles to get all those like little parts of the stitches. And make sure you get ink into all of it, because it's really, really easy to miss these little cracks. And this is why I really like using the brushes, because all those individual bristles kind of make it easier to get into all those little cracks. Also, I'm going to be taking a lot of water breaks tonight, at least until my bottle of water runs out. So it is just like, and like I said, my office is on the top level, so it's only adding to the outrageous level of heat in here. Thankfully, it is on the east side of my house, so it's not like currently being pelted with sunlight. That's like my one saving grace here. I feel like this would be even hotter if it wasn't. My actual room is on the west side of the house and is being pelted. The only saving grace I have is that I think our pool is finally ready to be opened up. So hopefully, tomorrow I have book club, so I won't be able to do it tomorrow, but after tomorrow, I'll be able to hop in the pool and hang out in the pool after work until the sun goes down, hopefully. Hopefully our house will get a little cooler if the guy doesn't come and fix it tomorrow, or if he can't get back out. Alright, so there are the stitch boxes. That's all the red I'm going to use on this side before I move it. I am going to pull a little bit of a brown here. Forgot about our bat. And this is really easy because you can like let it look streaky and then it'll just look like wood. I should be using a brush though, because I already did get a little bit in there. And that brown is Vintage Photo, but you can really use any brown for a bat. I will take this really quick and just kind of give it a little brush up. And then instead of trying to ink those, I am just going to take a red pen, outliner ball, and do some stitching on it. Pro tip, the stitches on the baseball are opposite way because they're all one way, like one continuous stitch, so on each side will be opposite. I am also going to outline this banner, or pennant. And then lastly, I'm going to do the baseball guy in blue. All right. So with like 7 minutes in, we can pull this back and have one side of our layout complete. And you see a couple little places where I clearly picked up the stencil. And this is a great time to pull out your Tombow sand eraser and just give it a little sprucing up. Won't be perfect, but it's good enough. All right, so then the next thing I'm gonna do is just move this over, and I'm really only gonna concentrate on the laces here. So I'm gonna move this a little further in. If I felt like washing it off and rinsing it off, I would do that, and I could just flip it at that point, but I'm not going to, because once again, I'm being lazy. This is like the lazy girl's guide to bullet journal today. The lazy because it's hot and unmotivating. And it's unmotivated because it is hot. So. But since I'm going to be out of town, I did want to at least get next week done. I'm still kind of on the fence if I want to do the second week. But I probably will, since this is already taking, like, not that long. I'm just kind of on the fence of, like, how I want to do 4th of July week. Because obviously a lot of us have a lot of feels about that right now. But what I think I'm going to do is still do red, white, and blue, still do fireworks, and then figure out, like, what kind of quote I want to put on there. Just leave some space for something, like, last year I did the So Long London because I was really into the Taylor Swift puns. I think I did, like, a month of, well, it was right before I was going for the Eras Tour in Milan, so I was, like, doing all Taylor Swift stuff that month. I'm going to notch this fan up just a little more. Hopefully it'll help. So I was doing all the Taylor Swift puns, and I had a shirt for 4th of July that said it too, and I loved it. But I don't know if that's the vibe this year. I did see Caffeine Queen said some really cool stickers. But I'm not sure, like, what quote I want to use, so I think what I'll do is just do the layout and then decide, like, afterwards how I want to add that. All right, so very quickly, I mean, it's 8:09 and I started just before 8, so like 10 minutes. And then the rest is just going to be, like, stuff I'm adding. So I'm going to add a blue pennant this way and do, like, the Yankee. I'll do, like, the reds on one, the Yankees on the other. So we'll add a pennant here. When I designed it for the pennant to kind of say the date, but you'll see what I'm going to do for the date. Or not the date, but, like, at least, like, the month. Once again, I am going to take our pen and give it a good outline. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is trying to figure out if this is gonna fit, because I want to do J U. It's gonna be very close, and I don't think it's gonna fit. Well, I think if I do J U N E, so J U, if I kind of stagger it, it'll work. So my idea here is to do excuse me. No, Siri. Okay. To kind of use these baseball to give me some like stitching in the letters. And because I am a do what I say, not what I do kind of person, I'm not taping it down. I would highly recommend washi taping your letters down if you're going to do this, because this is very likely to fail doing it the way I'm doing it. And in fact, I will kind of give it a little tape here, especially because I'm so close to the edge on this U. I'll still be able to kind of hold it down, but I want to use see, I would have not had my letter. And then once I do the red stitches, I am gonna outline the letter with my black pen. And because I had such limited space, the staggering of the letters let me kind of put them a little bit closer. So that made it a little bit easier here. This is definitely going to be like the hardest. This is probably going to take longer than doing the rest of the entire thing. Just making sure it looks good and is lining up good. And then finally we have E here. I'm going to rip this washi in half and give it a double. Okay, so this was a very quick lettered, and I think it's really fun to play around with like how you use your stencils. I talk all the time, like one of the great things about stenciling is that, especially in times like now where, you know, the economy is rough, it's nice to be able to not only stretch your stickers, but to make something without even using stickers if you don't have a good thing, and that's something that's reusable and you can get many uses out of. So one of the things I like to do is really think about like how I can layer things to give myself different looks, and that's one of the ways right here is where I can you know, put that stitching in there to give me like baseball letters instead of like buying baseball stickers or whatever. And then the final thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of embellishment down the side here with these little mini players in this player pattern. I'm not doing it super dark. Actually, yes I am. Change my mind. I'm gonna quickly adjust this one. Okay, so there is that very fast, very quick, I think pretty cool layout. I will add a few details here, like taking a red gel pen, and I'm gonna write reds on one side. And the stinkies on the other. My nephew calls them the stinkies. These gel pens are so nice, but they're like very temperamental. But when you get them writing right, they're really great. But you name it like just the right angle for it to be perfect, and you like really can't move it or you'll lose it. Okay. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I have these baseballs from PeanutButter Taco. You'll see them making another appearance when when we do my layout for this week for reading. I'm going to actually use them kind of like as date covers. And I do also have a little home plate that I think I'll put there. And then I'm just going to add the dates here. So this is going to be the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th. I'm gonna put like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So there is a really quick baseball layout. The next thing I would do would be to do my monthly, but of course I'm not doing that. So now, like I said, this is like my, I don't want to say anxiety because I'm not like anxious about it, but sorry, this is really bugging me. I don't know exactly what I want to do, but I want to do it and have it done. Water break real quick. Let's see, 21. You know what, let's move on from this really quick. I'm gonna do my reading layout and then come back to this, because if not, then I can just do this next week and like think about it, because I feel like I want to think about it. Because last year, like I said, I did like a Taylor themed one, based on, like I said, I kind of did like an all Taylor-y-ish. Well, I did an Italy theme. I did So Long London had a good run, and then obviously like the 2 arrows well, that's not really tailory, but I don't know. I do love this like I love the fireworks, I love all that look, but I don't know. I know a lot of you will feel the same indecision. That's a good word. So let's leave that there. Worst comes to worst, we might just do that next week. And then I can get out of here even faster because, again, I am sweating from my eyeballs. I feel disgusting. Maybe we'll do our July layout in here. So we had our June layout, and then these last 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks were our atmosphere. I did more of a space layout. I used those stencils we used for the Supernova Readathon to do some more because I did go to that atmosphere signing or event. It wasn't really a signing. We get pre-signed books, but I don't have this week done, and I'm already 2 books in, so tonight I'm gonna probably catch up on these last 2 days, plus last 2 days of last week, plus the 2 days of this week. And I'm gonna do baseball theme. So let me grab. I can't remember which planner it was last year. I think it wasn't that one. I think it was this one. I'm trying to remember how I did my baseball week. I like this layout. We're gonna do that one. That's exactly what we're gonna do. Like I said, I want to like kind of play around with like using the same stencil across multiple layouts, using the same colors across multiple layouts, just because I want to kind of like, for myself and for you guys, really get an idea of like, you know, how far can you stretch a little bit. You know, here's the second time we're using the same, this is our varsity font stencil, and so you had it in the last layout to put like your monthly across the top, and in this layout you're using it as like a days of the week, not really a date cover, but essentially like a day of the week cover, I guess, because in this planner I do usually put a sticker down with like which day of the week it is. So that's one way I can kind of cut that out and use something that I already have. To adjust my fan there. It all of a sudden, I think it like slightly moves as it's like shaking. So I'm gonna do these days of the week up and down both sides of the page. Again, I would recommend just putting a little piece of washi tape and washing it down. I'm gonna say the temperature is affecting my brain for now. It's really not, because I would do this regardless, but I'm stupid when it comes to this stuff. I do dumb shit. I am kind of putting this towards the side because I do tend to use a lot of stickers. I tend to have at least 2 box stickers on each line at a minimum, and so I want to have some room in here. And I know I didn't have this on the last spread because it was a single page because it was the end of the month. But now that I'm thinking about it, no, this is this weekend next week, so it's not the end of the month. Perfect. Ooh, instead of Taylor, I could go with like a Hamilton, like Raise a Glass to Freedom, something they could never take away. Ooh, I like that. Maybe I'll look for a Hamilton lyric that I can add on my bullet journal. I still feel like it's time to watch Hamilton again. They did that. I don't know if any of you, I don't really watch Tonys, but I do watch TikTok a lot. And when Hamilton came out, I've never seen like a Broadway play of it. I've never seen Hamilton on Broadway or off Broadway. I would like to be a theater person, but I don't really have anybody to go with to be a theater person with, and I'm not really a go by myself type for that kind of thing. But I would love to see Hamilton. But I definitely went down a rabbit hole when it came out on Disney Plus during quarantine. I learned all of it. I learned to rap guns and ships. Like, I was all about it. So that would be a fun one. So anyway, so they did I think it's the 10th anniversary of it, like for on Broadway. And so they brought the original cast back and did a compilation medley or whatever on the Tonys. Oh, it was so good. And it's been stuck in my head for so many days. So now I'm like, I just like randomly thought of like the Raise a Glass to Freedom, something they can never take away. I'm like, oh, that would be a good one, but I feel like there's probably a more concise, like to the point little slogan I could add in there. So, or lyric, I guess, not slogan. So I'm gonna give that a think, and I think I'm gonna do instead of 2 weeks. I think we'll just do 1 week. Oh, I did want to do my... We'll see what the time is when we're done with this, because this won't take super, super long, so... I'll take 1 second and give this a little wipey. I'm running low on my wipes. They're kind of drying out, so I need to pick up some more. If you haven't seen this, the thing that I use to clean these off, you really can use running water or soap and water, a wet paper towel. Typically, like for these lives or for like when I'm at a planner meetup, I usually keep a little thing of like baby wipes or wet wipes or something like that in a, like I'm pretty sure these are what moms keep like baby wipes in, but it's like a leak proof thing so that it won't get all over my other stuff. But I keep one of those in my planner bag to be able to, like, you know, just quickly wipe some stuff off if I want to do like that, where I use one color on one layout and want to use a different color. Luckily the planner place that I go to for our monthly layouts has a sink and stuff in there that you have access to, so I don't really need that as often. But I've been in the we kind of talked about, like, before I've talked about, like, I'm in that, like, mood of, like, I would rather put something away dirty than, like, right now, like, the only way I'm putting stuff away is if I just put it away dirty and put it away right then and there. I do have a little pile from last time, and probably tonight I probably won't, just because, like I said, I'm so hot. I really just want to go take a cold shower. But in general, I'm trying to just put things away even if they're dirty. Like, the nice thing about using the Distress Oxide is it's not going to stain. You're going to be able to... You're going to be able to wipe it off later. I mean, I've had some where, like, if I let it dry long enough where it's, like, real dry, I can literally wipe it off with my finger. Like, it's just almost like a powdery residue at that point that I can just peel off, which is actually kind of nice. Don't even have to worry about, you know, drying it off or anything. So that's one of the other reasons I like using oxides, other than that, like, I just think like the ease of use is really, really good. And for planners, like for beginners, if you want to blend and kind of make fun colors, fun ombres, that kind of thing, like, I just think that oxides are like far superior to anything else for use in planners specifically. But so yeah. All right. So that's one side of it, and then on this side, instead of doing the field like I did on the other side, or on the one from last year, I'm just gonna, oh shoot. That's the other thing, if you put your finger in, I don't like, I have a bad habit of not wiping it off, and then it's just like, I get ink everywhere for a while. So baby wipes are another good thing. It doesn't really come off, like, you can still see it, but it's gonna stop it from smudging. So yeah, so on last year's layout, I was doing the readathon. Monica did a baseball theme. PeanutButter Taco did a baseball theme readathon last year. And so I used that second sheet because it was the end of the month to use it for like my layout for the readathon. And I really liked the baseball field for that. It looked really good. I loved that. And then finally, like I said, this is another really quick layout. It comes together super fast. Really, the longest thing I did was lining up all those letters. Oop. Looks like these ones didn't really... Alright, so there's that. I do also have... I'm gonna get some more tomorrow, but I do have the date dots for this. So let me figure out what day. So the 16th. We'll go here. Nothing like makes me notice how much I move around when I do one of these than needing to have a fan pointed at you. Because I'm like, why is it not blowing on me anymore? Because I moved it, because when I was inking the other page, I like had my head over this way. All right. And then what I'll do, and what I typically do for my reading planner, is that during the week, like, I will start like adding in these little other things as I go. But I am going to a baseball game one of these days, and I do kind of want to put that down there. So let's do this one. I feel like I should start a baseball book just for that. All right. And let's add this play ball too. I always like hate adding stickers in these weeks though, like, because when I get there I want to be able to. All right, so we'll do that. Okay. So there is that week, those next 2 weeks, this week and next week in my reading planner. Like I said, I will be using all the good baseball goodies as stickers, kind of like I used a lot of the readathon like spacey stickers. I kind of got to the very end here, had to be using some random other ones. But yeah, that's the next 2 weeks here. And then I think we'll actually just go right into the next week. And we have the mid-year roundup. I may actually do that. I already started writing in. I went through all the months this weekend, and put like the releases that were coming out. So I kind of did a little bit of a get ahead there. Let's see. It's only 8:30. I feel like I need to at least do, I don't know. Maybe we'll do my July calendar, my Bookworm Life. Let's do that. So I really like this layering stencil. It comes in several pieces, or you can just get the one that's all of it together for the fireworks. I'm trying to remember which way this goes. This is this one right here. And what's nice about this is that you can kind of line it up and do all the different colors in one. Without having to like use a small brush to go between. I'm pretty sure that is not in there, so we'll let that go. I gotta remember. I do like having this one because I can reference it when I put it there. Nope. That's there. Okay. So then this goes here, and I will use, I think I'll use yellow. And I'll do like a goldy. Or do I do gray? Let's do like a gold, I think. Mustard seed's probably a good color. Alright. So let's keep doing that one. Let's do this one. I will say the one thing I do like to do with this is, like when I'm using it, keep all of them turned the same way. So like I used that one. And I'm like, where did I put the... And so the blue will go there. And then this is, oh, let's turn the other way, I was gonna say. There. And I definitely shouldn't have left all those dirty stencils on top of this, because now there's oh, it's hot, guys. As I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh, I could do a couple more. And then I'm like, oh, it is so hot, you guys. All right, I'm gonna move over to our single color ones. And again, you can alternate the colors of these too. I just think it's easier with the parts one. These ones are slightly smaller though, so they make a good for like these smaller spaces. I do want to add one of these multicolor ones over here just because I feel like that being all like multicolored and this not being is a little weird. So we're going to add that one here. And layer 2. There we go. I'm not going to add all of the yellow in here, just because it gets a lot into the boxes, but we'll do kind of the outside there. And then maybe add just like a little peek of this blue one in here. Okay. I need to look at a calendar, so give me one moment. I'm going to use these date stickers that I have from PeanutButter Taco. So the first is a Tuesday. I do like that we have a long weekend, but last year when 4th of July was Thursday, I got Friday off too, so I kind of wish it was Thursday again. But at least it's not the middle of the week or anything like it has been. And will be again, unfortunately. I was discussing this with my coworker the one day. I think that I like my favorite like work-wise holiday, I think has to be Thanksgiving, because it's always on Thursday and you always get Friday off too, so or we do. And so it's like Thursday, it's your guaranteed 4-day holiday. And like I love Christmas and New Year's, but like when it's in the middle of the week, that sucks, man. I mean, it makes nice short like weeks, but like you're not guaranteed, you know, like a 4 or 5 day holiday. Like I want to say this coming up, it's like the weekend too. So I think that I really like having Thanksgiving always be Thursday, because like I said, you know you've got a 4-day holiday there, which is very nice. or we do at least. I know obviously retail workers and all that kind of stuff, first responders, you know, healthcare workers, all that obviously. I work in an office though, so for me, the nicest one has to be Thanksgiving, because since I do have this, and we've got, that kind of fits there or here. Let's do here. And then I can do this little bunting here. And then maybe like the little rockets. Cool. So there is my 4th of July, or 4 July setup in my Bookworm Life. That's all ready to go, which is great. Still only 8:45. So we've done 2 weeks in my Bookworm Life, monthly, and a week in my bullet journal. Really making some good progress here. But I do kind of feel like I need to be like at least an hour. It is so hot, you guys. Oh my gosh. I am like, my arms are sweating. Okay. Let's just go for it, I guess. I feel some kind of way, but I think I'm just gonna leave a space to like put a quote and then figure it out later, kind of thing. Because while you all know that I am very much not a fan of the current form of democracy that we have here in the country, or whatever you call it, I do still love this country, and I do still love what is it they call it in Hamilton, like that great American experiment. And it's important that we don't let it be only a one-side thing. So let's do it. Let's do the red, white, and blue. Let's do the fireworks. And I'll leave some space here at the bottom to put something. Maybe, I mean, I'll just put it with liberty and justice for all. That's seems like a good message in these times. And since I want these to be like kind of small and compact, I think I am gonna stick with mostly, at least, the monochrome fireworks. Because I think more than anything, I just don't really want the yellow in it. I want it to be red, white, and blue. However, I guess I really could just put like either. I don't know, I gotta think about that. We're gonna watch Hamilton now. Oh, hey, Alyssa. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Are you talking about the baseball one? Or the 4th of July, the stickers? I think the only stickers I've used the entire video are all from PeanutButter Taco. Like the numbers are her date covers, both the baseball and the And the like 4th of July-ish ones are both like date covers. And then there's also a couple different, I can take you through and I can pull those sheets back over here and give you the names of them. But I'm pretty sure, I'm trying to think for a second, I'm pretty sure that I only use peanut butter taco stuff so far in this video. So my shop obviously for the stencils, and then peanut butter taco all for the stickers. I use majority of her stuff in my reading planner because, you know, obviously it's her reading planner. She's my friend. I see her all the time. So when I need stickers, like I did this afternoon, I was like, hey, because I'm going to see her at book club tomorrow. I was like, so can I get some more baseball stickers? Because I'm doing baseball the next 2 weeks and I'm going to need more than this. So hopefully 7, yeah, I probably will need one more sheet. So the numbers are, oh, she doesn't have the name on this one. Oh, I thought they had names on them, sorry. This was like a 4th of July or like Americana number kit. These are all in her reading section, like 4th of July-ish or red, white, and blue. These are the book birthday and done in 1 day stickers. This, the number is 8103, but it's like a baseball, numbers. And then these ones are all her baseball stickers. I think you can search baseball in her shop and they come up. Because that's what I did when I was looking for the links. And I was like, I need these ones. Bring them tomorrow, please. I will PayPal you. If you have them. And she like keeps a stock of stuff. So I'm always like, if you have them, I really need these for tomorrow. Or for next week. I'm like, I know where you live. I'm just gonna come and raid your office. And leave some cash on the side. Just leave your keys in the doorway. I'll lock up when I'm done. I'm sorry I didn't see you. I thought I had the place for comments up, and it apparently wasn't. My air is out in my house, and it's very hot here. So, yeah. It hasn't been the best day. I am sweating from places that I've never even felt on my body before. I have like my fan in my office. Everything that could make this awful has made it awful. So that's one of the reasons I'm kind of like powering through this today. I'm like, I just need to be done. I need to be able to go take a cold shower and lie underneath an open window and pray for a breeze. Ooh. Oh, I put it in the blue and not the red. I do that occasionally. Okay. So I am going to outline this, and I'll do red. I should have did blue. And that is yellow. And then I think can't tell if that's purple or blue, so we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do, this is blue. I see on my thing that you said, oh, whoa. I don't know why this isn't updating. Where's like a baseball? Those are so cool. I'm going to have to check her out. Yeah. PeanutButter Taco. She's on Instagram as Plan with Monica. I tag her a lot in my stuff. I was in a zone. You get my clean thing. So our guy came today, and we've had a lot of those like white, like pollen-y things floating around the last couple weeks, and I don't know why we never thought like when it, you know, to clean it off. But he came and opened it up and he was like, oh, this is filthy, and like washed it off, and he's like, oh, your airflow's good, blah blah blah, and like checked everything and was like, it should be good now, and then left. And unfortunately, I don't know if we're just not, like, it's not on the right setting or what. It's just like it wouldn't turn on, and I'm dying. It's so hot here. All right, I do want to put, let's do, yeah, so we don't know really what is going on. We were hoping it was a quick and easy fix, and we thought it was, and then like it never got any cooler today. Unfortunately, he kind of left without like making sure. Yeah, super crazy. And then, like, this is the worst week for it to happen because it's going to be up to, like, 100 this weekend. So I'm just hoping come back tomorrow or somebody gets here tomorrow and can fix it, because we're going to need the air this weekend. Although I'm going out of town, so... But I want my mom to have air, obviously. Although I guess if worse comes to worse, she can go stay with my brother. My nephew would very much like that. Okay. So not only that, I don't know why it's not updating. Yeah, I definitely wanted to cool when, hopefully it's like it needs freon or like something that can be done, you know, in a decent time and not too expensively, because yes, I'm definitely gonna want it to be cool when I get home. I'm just not looking forward to it at all. I told my coworker today, I'm like, I'm so cold in here, but I don't want to like raise the temperature anymore because I want it to be cool, because I know when I get home, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I'm gonna be miserable when I get home. So it was cold in my office, and I was like, I wouldn't put my sweater on or anything. I was like shivering. I was like, just gotta enjoy it. Just enjoy it. Because last night sleeping was so bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm the type of person that likes the air in the hotel rooms like Antarctic level. 7, 8, 9, 10. All my friends when they travel with me are like, oh my god, Courtney. Like, I have to be cold. I want to be like, I don't care if it's like 100 degrees out. I want it to be so cold in my room at night that I can like burrow myself into blankets. And it was definitely not that way last night. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's definitely going to be a week of not being the happiest camper if it's not a simple fix. Yeah, I love to be cozy when I sleep. Like, I want to be bundled up and like, that's my favorite way to sleep. And so it's very hard to not have it that way. Okay, so 30th, and we are in June, so the 30th is the last day. Can't believe it's already almost July. That's bonkers. I feel like I already need to start on my next year's bullet journal. I haven't even finished this one. Like, even the beginning parts of it. Oh no, I grabbed the red and red. I wanted the blue. It is wild that it's like just after 9 and I've done 2 bullet journal layouts, 2 weeks in my Bookworm Life, and a month in my Bookworm Life. It's kind of funny, like, thinking like how important the like plan ahead is. Because when I plan ahead, it's so much easier to get way more done because I know what stencils I'm using. I know pretty much what colors I'm going to be using. So I'm going to try to make it more of a point to do that moving forward. Just because I think it moves the lives along. And there's some times where I'm just like, I have nothing else to do. We're hanging out. Like, that's cool. But like tonight where I'm like, it's too hot. I want to go downstairs and rot in bed. I do have some, I think we're going to use blue. I think the blue will pop more. Some Simply Gilded washi, some fireworks. I do also have red, white, and blue ones, but I think we're just going to stick with the fireworks because obviously there's fireworks on the page. She's one to live in a blanket. I refer to it as morgue cold. Absolutely. 100%. I want to be morgue cold when I sleep. Like, and that was the worst part. I mean, that was the worst part. Well, not the worst part, because there was a lot of bad parts about the heat in Italy last summer, but the fact that the hotel rooms weren't even, like, morgue cold to, like, come back to. Like, if it's super hot and you can come back to, like, a freezing cold house or room or whatever, like, there's just, like, there's a little bit of joy in that, I find. But when you have to come back to it being 7,000 degrees, ugh. I mean, it was cooler than it was outside, but I think they have, like, city or province, maybe, regulated temperatures in Italy. So, like, especially in commercial buildings and, like, hotels, you can't put it above a certain temperature. And that was like ungodly. It was so bad. I hated it. In fact, I had a fan very much like this one there, and I used it so much, like, because I like to sleep with a fan on me too. I used it so much that, like, by my second city, like halfway through the trip, it was dead. And I'm like, ugh. So I had to get another one. Because I like having a little, oh. It's like night, it's starting to get nighttime cold, and I just felt a little breeze. I'm like, oh my gosh, that feels heavenly. I want to do a little bit of more wash. I don't like this like random bottom part down here, so we're gonna add some blue. We're also supposed to get some like nasty weather tomorrow, so I'm like, I just hope that the guy comes and like does it before all that starts, and I don't have to worry about like another night, and then not even be able to open the windows because it's pouring, and maybe the temperature will break a little bit if it does at least. I was very productive today. I feel good about that. It's amazing how, like, when you have a plan. Imagine that, a planner saying that. I had a rough weekend, though. I got some, not like bad personal news, it's stupid planner stuff, but that kind of threw me off, and I feel some sort of way about it.